no, I'll tell you, he didn't have to chase me down. He had gotten leave finally. This was the end of March. And finally, after a year on the island, they let him come back for a leave, just for a month. And so he told me, he said, I think I'm going to be coming in from California. They to take them from the island, they had to get on an aircraft carrier on this big boat, and then they went to California. I can't think of the name of the base, Alameda Base, California. Then from then on, he'd get a plane and fly to Chicago. But it was not O'Hare, it wasn't built yet. It was like Wrigley Field or something, if that was the name. And just a small airport, if you can believe. Think of O'Hare as being just a little, a few planes coming in. And he wasn't absolutely sure either that he'd make the plane or anything, but he just gave me that date. And he said, so I'll be home. Then what he would do is get a cab to take him into Chicago, and then he'd get on the train. They didn't even have buses going from Chicago to Madison. It was all on the train near your folks' house, where the train depot is. Mm-hmm. That was the Chicago train. And actually, we liked going to Chicago on the train. Yeah, it was really nice, better than getting on a bus, because they had the dining car, and if you took the morning one, you'd have breakfast, So anyway, I just made up my mind, I'm just going to go out there. So I got on the train, went to Chicago, found out what streetcar went way out there to wherever that field was. I had no idea. I just kept asking and following directions. And I get out there, and the place looked just really dead. No planes coming in or anything. And there was a station, and I went in, and I thought, well, I'll just sit here at the counter and have a coffee and find out what's happening. And really, this is like a miracle. I no sooner sat down on the bench at the coffee, I didn't even order yet, and this Navy pilot comes in, and he looks at me. He said, "Aren't you Irmgard?" I said, "Well, yes, that's my name. Who are you?" "Oh," he said, "I'm Dick Emery. I just came in with Fritz on the plane, and he's already gone out to hail a cab."
Now, how did he
Isn't that crazy?
How did he recognize you?
The two of us just ran out there, and he was just getting into the cab. Now, that kind of coincidence is really nuts, isn't it?
How do you think Dick Emery recognized you?
Well, that's what I said. I said, how? Because I didn't say to Fritz, I'll come out there and meet you, because he didn't know. And because, in fact, I'll show it to you sometime. Just a little snapshot that I had sent Fritz, just a snapshot, and I was in a bathing suit standing at Willow's Beach. And Dick said, that little picture was sitting next to his bed all year, and I looked at it every day for a year, so I'd recognize you anyhow. Isn't that the nuts? That is really nuts, yeah. So anyway, we did, then we got in the cab, and Dick went off himself elsewhere, and Fritz and I just sort of went around town. Right away he said, the first thing we're going to do, I have a coupon here that was sent us guys from a jeweler in Chicago because they figured that all these guys would want to get married the minute they got there, or engaged or something. So he said, let's just go over there first. So we found out where it was, went in, and looked at the rings, and we just bought the 2 rings just like that, engagement. And oh, dear.